Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 20. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report, which has been slightly delayed due to our Miami trip. So we had a trip to see the Paraiba team, the Paraiba CEO, and that was excellent week. We had a very busy itinerary, including our private one, and that's the reason why we simply couldn't fit it in any time earlier. We hope you can still watch this one on a Saturday morning, and we have plenty of exciting news. Definitely drop in the crypto market by 25%, hit a lot of people. We have still quite a few profits to take in this particular week, and we actually have an all-time high on one of our cryptocurrencies. So stay tuned, and we're going to go through it all again, like always. We're going to start off with one of the yield notes, little quotes again here. The biggest asset in the world is your mindset, and that is definitely true. We back that one up every day of the week. If you are into investments, if you want to do well, it's all about the mindset. It's about how you look at your investments. Most people are too afraid of having minor losses and don't look at the overall picture instead. We try to do that. That's also why we trade different things, so a grand portfolio, and some of these things are obviously in this week's news report as always. A couple of good things regarding yield notes also is the audit that everybody looks forward to every 6 months or so has been set for 18th to 21st of July, and you can actually now apply also for this. All you have to do is log in to your platform, and I'll show you exactly where it is. You have to click on the audit tab and just make sure that before you actually apply that you can also fly in these days, and this is taking place in Malta. We already located in Malta, so easy for us. As you can see here on your platform, you click on the yellow part here, click on the audit part, and then you should already have your email, your name, and just write a small text why you should be in on this particular audit this summer. So hopefully I'll see you there if we both get drawn out. So this is 10 people in total that is going to Malta. 5 is chosen by yield notes, and the other 5 is coming out random, and obviously we are in the random pool at the moment. So let's see. Last time we weren't that lucky, but fingers crossed. Also here for yield notes, we are a bit low again, like last week. So 1.3 was the first week. So of May, now we are at 1.2%, but still we have to consider this as a positive thing that continues to be green numbers and not red. So well done to the yield notes team, and we might be looking at one of the lowest percentage for the entire month, but definitely it's not a problem for us. Even if we only get 6 or 7%, it is definitely still well for an entire month. So how does that look on the weekly profit chart? As you can see, the blue line, which is the bottom one and where we put the arrow, you'll see that we are well below where we normally are, and that is also thanks to the entire crypto market that has flipped upside down, including the stock market has gone the same way, and obviously it will take a bit of time to recover from this. On the SAPP and Sapphire coin, we have some excellent news, and especially for everybody else who, like us, have done the shared masternoding on iHost MN. So since July last year we've done this, and we've seen a great development. So the shared masternoding again made a fairly good profit from 51.7% to 53.3%. So we continue to see a good expansion every single month. We get somewhere between 1.4 1.6% on the return, and have a look at the overall coin development for this particular week. So we went from 246% up to 464. So that is a massive jump, and we're very thrilled with this. We have been with this Decenomy coin for quite a long time, and we had no doubt that this will move forward. And just the fact that this one not only are stable but has actually done better in the crypto market than so many other coins suggests that this is a strong coin, definitely worth holding for long periods of time. PNY, also again shared masternoding. We have seen that we have done about 20% per week as we normally have. The return on investment on a yearly basis continues to lie around the 180% and a bit over. And that has been quite stable. We have also seen here the overall coin development has actually moved up since last week. Since then, just before we shot this video, it was a bit down again, but from 97% last week to 110. That is again excellent news for these two coins, especially in the environment we're in right now. So I'm very happy with the chosen two cryptocurrency here, and they continue to develop quite nicely, obviously thanks to Yield Notes and the Decenomy team. So what are we talking about here about the change in the market? Well, the top part on the left-hand side you see here, basically Bitcoin was at 40,000, and in only a matter of 1 or 2 days here, so it basically dropped down to 30,000. And that took also a lot of things with it. So for the stock markets, it has been a similar drop, and for different reasons here, but overall it looks like Bitcoin has been stable for the last couple of days around the 30,000 mark, and obviously we'll see how the development goes for the near future. And that's why again we use the second quote this particular week. So failure is a success if you learn from it. And one of the things that when we sent out this post here also was to diversify, make sure you don't have everything in crypto, make sure you don't have everything in just one crypto coin, but you basically distribute your investments over a large range of portfolio so that it doesn't hit you. In our case, we're very lucky that everything is still going very positive despite the huge drops. What also went very well and was a big success here was the incentive trip to Florida from Paraiba, and we were so lucky to meet the CEO, we met the team, and we had a great time so in Miami, and we actually met quite a few other Paraiba investors, so that was great to follow all this up. We got some information, of course, also through the meeting here, and I will send some emails out to my team. So all the first lines that I have in here, and then hopefully everybody else will drizzle through the information so that we can have the latest. There's some good information. There's definitely a lot of development going on continuously Paraiba. We see that Eric, the CEO, has great visions on going much further with this, and obviously we look forward to sharing this when we're allowed to. One step at a time, but so far it's going to be for the members only right now. What has also survived the bit of a crypto crash here is Elevate Pass. They have done quite well, even though it is below the average part. 0.9% for week 20 is definitely also a good one. We have to remember, if you haven't seen the videos where I speak to the CEO and CFO, they are also diversifying. They are going into a lot of different coins. They have a lot of different DeFi. They do staking, and that's also why they will continue to have profit, even though sometimes the price has a sharp drop like we had here. On top of this, again, it's very important to remember that it's not only the 0.9% that you're getting. If you are trying to build a team, your direct commission will also be 10% from whatever they put in by of the advertising packages, and the same for the matrix commission. Everybody else in your team, you'll get 1.8%, so you can get a lot higher than the 0.9. Elevate Pass also had a domain issue, so it didn't last for too many days, but obviously we were quick out just to get our members up to date on this. And if you still haven't set yourself up for the Elevate Pass Telegram apps, so you can get the information very quickly, just send me an email if you're part of my team, and I will make sure that you get in there as quickly as possible. That way you also have direct access to Elevate Pass themselves. AI marketing. In the beginning of this month, we saw that it was actually better than 30%. It looked like it could be close to a new all-time high for 2022. We're not exactly sure right now because our predictions has gone from 34-35% for the month and has now dropped a bit down to 26-27, and we might see even a bit lower. Advertising budgets are picked up, but the profit on a daily basis is right now, as you can see, below 1%. So after 20 days, we have 17.63. And what it could mean is we could end up somewhere around the 20-22%. So we believe it's something to do again with the payments back to us for the aggregators. We will have to see. What we'll have to see here is basically the meeting we should have, the team leaders meeting, so with the AI marketing, and that was postponed again last week. So now the next one is on the 24th of May, and we obviously all are quite excited to hear what they have. We want to have some dates on when they think we can be back to the 48 hour mark, so for all the advertising. And more importantly, we want to know exactly when we can both put more money in and maybe take a bit of the profit out again. So we're looking very much forward to this meeting, but right now we don't really have any extra information. What we do have is we have our robots running still from the homepage. We have 10 different ones, and the last one we actually added was Euro AUD. We see one that continues to create a lot of trouble for us. That's the Aussie USD. It has blown the account once more, even though we made quite a few changes. And if you remember back that this was the demo part where we are testing them before we actually put them on real accounts, so with real money. And Aussie USD is definitely not close to be doing that, but we have a lot of other ones that are. So let's have a look at the results for the past week. And in this particular case, we have the profit retriever for week 19. Week 20 will be released on next week, even though this is the weekend here. So we see the top parts is the US 30 this week. That has done quite well, even though, as we say, the markets has dropped. But obviously the robot works just as well in the downwards market that it does in the upwards market. It's simply a matter of how the robot is set up. So 1,340 or 13.4%, basically the highest one. The silver USD continues to do quite well, but obviously again lower numbers than what we have been used to. So at 13.4. And then the British pounds USD has done quite well this week with 865. So, or 8.7%. British pounds USD is up there again. It's very volatile currency. So that has done quite well at 6.6%. And then the Euro AUD has also done quite well with 584 and 5.8%. So overall for these five currency, which is the top ones, the profit is a bit lower than we had before. So for 4,781. And one of the few times that we are actually under 10% for the week. But then again, it shows that the profit retriever works in different types of markets, and obviously you will see more on the week 20, or you can go straight to our website and you will get the latest information always there. Simply go in and click on the currency you want to know more about. If you want to know more about also on the profit retriever, so then Expert Forex and Alex has put this out this particular week. This new strategy is actually a strategy that is already included in the profit retriever, but it gives you an extra couple of options that we have not used yet because we don't want to get too confused with too many different settings. So we want to make sure that we can get this stable first, and then we can always fine tune some of these things. But there's great returns to be had. But obviously, again, it comes as a risk, and it's entirely up to you if you want to follow part of this. But the video is good and definitely worth having a closer look at. And that's what we had for you this week. So we didn't do many posts, but I hope that you enjoyed this. This is the updates from all the different projects that we are working on. And definitely I will see you on time next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.